Good morning. If you have decided to study to become a professional hypnotherapist, continue with us in this nice project of study and learning. Hypnosis is a powerful technique with which you will be able to help and improve the quality of life of a great number of your future patients. Remember to study the description of this video, where you can find a link to free training classes for hypnosis, with several free ebooks also free. Adolescence. This time of rapid growth and development demands greater needs for energy and some nutrients. This demand is already different for boys and girls. Boys need more protein than girls to cope with the accelerated development, which starts at age of 10 for girls and 12 for boys. In both sexes, height increases by 23 and weight by 20 to 26 kilograms. Before adolescence, both boys and girls have 18% of fat. After, in girls, it increases to 28%, and in boys, it decreases to 15%. The problem of overweight and obesity is especially important at this age. Correct eating and physical activity habits to be established. Energy restrictions can lead to nutritional deficiencies. After the onset of menstruation, girls need more iron to replace menstrual losses. Around 4% of boys and 11% of girls tend to be anemic. The consumption of foods rich in vitamin C, orange, natural orange juice, kiwi, etc., together with meals, can help to increase the absorption of iron. Of their calcium intake. The rapid increase in bone mass at this stage means that calcium requirements are higher than in adults. Adolescence is a stage of life characterized by profound physical changes, psychic, emotional, social, and behavioral. The later behavior is characterized by great contradictions: desire for affection and rejection of it, desire for independence and need for protection, openness, time, withdrawal into oneself. The later behavior is characterized by great contradictions: desire for affection and rejection of it, desire for independence and need for protection, openness and at the same time withdrawal into oneself, rejection of the institution and desire for the institution, rejection of and desire for structure. In short, it is the age of all or nothing. These great contradictions are also manifested in food, perhaps as in no other aspect. Adolescent eating behavior is characterized by impulsiveness, conceited and non-conformist, and by anarchy in the choice of food and in the rhythm and manner of nutrition. And yet, this somewhat chaotic way of nourishing oneself contrasts with the fact that adolescence is the period of greatest nutritional needs, both from an energetic and qualitative point of view, and it is also the stage when it is most difficult to lay down precise rules that are the same for everyone, as individual differences are extraordinary. In short, the eating behavior of the adolescent will be determined by the influence of numerous external factors: family characteristics, friends, social and cultural values, social media, nutritional knowledge, personal experiences and beliefs, etc., and internal physiological characteristics and needs, body, food preferences and aversions, psychosocial development, health, etc., all governed by the need to assert one's own identity, even at the cost of rejecting the familiar diet and choosing other types of diet. And this can lead to numerous and frequent mistakes, worrying especially if they last for a long time. Their dietary pattern starts to be altered at this stage. With regard to breakfast, it is observed that with increasing age, the number of those who do not eat breakfast daily increases. This trend is worrying, not only because of the number of hours of fasting from the evening meal to the next meal, up to 18 hours in some cases, which according to some authors, although there is much controversy, may be responsible for the lack of concentration in the early hours of the morning. But the food consumed during breakfast, especially milk, will most likely not to be consumed again at any other time of the day. And this can mean a significant loss of some nutrients, such as calcium. In our diet, dairy products provide up to 80% of the daily requirements of these nutrients. Regarding dinner, data obtained in group show that practically all, 99%, do it, and in a high percentage, 80% approximately. It's constituted by a dish, generally hot, milk and fruit or pastries. In any case, there seems to be a tendency to do away with the traditional dinner. There is less desire to cook, and it is replaced by a sandwich, or by the use of ready-made or pre-cooked dishes. In Spain, has skyrocketed because of the convenience they represent despite their price. The meal, as a traditional ceremony and meeting point, is disappearing. The frequent consumption of snacks is a characteristic aspect of teenagers' diet. The nutritional quality of these products can have an important impact on total nutrient intake. They are generally characterized by high fat content, sugar, salt, etc., being therefore high in calories and very low in nutrients. They usually provide between 1 to 4 and 1 to 3 of your calorie needs. Instead of trying to change these ingrained habits, their nutritional value could be increased, or other types of snacks such as fruits, dairy products, etc. On the other hand, carbonated beverages consumption has increased dramatically in recent years, are the favorite drinks of teenagers and are, perhaps, the most important form of sugar intake. But more importantly, from a nutritional point of view, they can replace other beverages such as milk. Some studies indicate that calcium intake may be reduced by as much as 20% in adolescents who frequently drinks. It is important to inform adolescents of the potential danger of substituting milk for soft drinks in their diets. However, many people think that this is a good habit because this way alcohol is not consumed. The large increase in alcohol consumption among adolescents is a matter of concern nowadays. From a social and nutritional point of view, it is empty calories and prevents the absorption of several zinc, folate, etc. Spain ranks 5th in Europe in the number of young people who have consumed alcohol before the age of 11. 85% of adolescents have had an alcoholic drink. 3.5% of 16 to 24 years olds consume more than 100 milligrams of ethanol per day, that is, roughly 1 liter of wine. Teenagers are also particularly receptive to so-called fast food, which refers more to the fast way food is served than to the food itself. Today, it is estimated that between 30 and 40% of all meals are taken outside the home, and fast food represents 20% of this market. Perhaps not so much because of lack of time, but because they represent a whole culture that young people want easily. The adolescence has greater independence in choosing food or eating out, an aspect that is highly valued insofar as it is a way of expressing his or her individuality. The pioneer dishes were sandwiches and hot dogs, and from the 1970s onwards, the staple dish, the hamburger with fries, accompanied by different drinks, especially sugary ones, is very popular among this age group. In general, they are considered foods that are high in energy, fat, sugar and salt, and low and other nutrients. However, studies in other countries show that, in many cases, they are as nutrient-dense as other foods. Example: a medium hamburger with ketchup, chips, and milkshake provides 1,275 kilocalories, 65 grams of fats, and 1.2 grams of salt. Adulthood. Nutritional needs do not change much between and 50, except during pregnancy and lactation. At this stage, however, greater emphasis needs to be placed on the relationship that food and nutrition processes may have to the increased prevalence of obesity, CVD, cancer, osteoporosis, or diabetes. Diet in the elderly. The demographic aging observed in recent years, especially in developed societies, has led to the emergence of another vulnerable group, increasingly numerous, the elderly, in which a number of other nutritional, lifestyle, and health-related factors converge and increase in importance. In the scientific and social sphere, the study of foods and nutrition in the elderly has in recent years as a priority topic, to which we should also add the economic importance that derives from it. The maintenance of a good nutritional status and optimal physical and cognitive functionality guarantee in this age group an adequate state of health, which will be the best guarantee of a good quality of life. Europe is on the threshold of a demographic transition characterized by a steadily declining birth rate, which, together with a decline in the death rate, is leading to an aging population. The older age group is currently and will remain so for at least the next 50 years the fastest growing segment of the population. An estimated 6% of the world's population is over 65, although this greatly from one country to another, being highest in Western Europe, 50%, while the lowest percentage is in Africa, 3%. According to INE data, 1987, in the year 2000, in Spain, there were some 6.2 million people over 65 years old, approximately 2 million more. In older people, it will be important to take into account the greater stability in traditional eating habits, and to realize that it is to change them, as often changes degenerate into less interest in new foods or culinary techniques that are intended to be introduced with the risk of malnutrition. Older persons, as a consequence of the aging process itself and the changes that occur in it, constitute a very heterogeneous group from all points of view. Nutritionally, they may need less energy, but they maintain, nevertheless, and sometimes in greater quantities, nutrients and vitamins. Many groups of older people consume diets so low in calories that they would only allow survival, but not the development of physical activity, without which the individual would enter into a state of apathy and surrender, losing functional mobility and independence. It is important that older people enjoy eating active and consume nutrient-dense diets. Pay attention to the prevention of osteoporosis a major problem in the elderly, especially in women. Take care of calcium intake, vitamin D, increase consumption of vegetables, etc. Diet during pregnancy and lactation. During pregnancy, especially in energy and nutrients requirements increase to support the growth of the uterus, placenta and breasts, to meet the needs of the fetus and to maintain the mother's nutrient stores in good condition. A varied diet with adequate amounts of energy and high nutrient density is essential for women during pregnancy, but also before they become pregnant. Particular care must be taken with folate in conception and during the first weeks of pregnancy to avoid neural tube defects in the fetus. Where is folate found? In green leafy vegetables, endive, spinach, carrots, liver, pulses, seeds, fortified cereals. It should be noted it is easily destroyed by oxygen. Maintaining adequate weight in women is important before becoming pregnant. If there is underweight, it will be more difficult to get pregnant, and it can condition the low birth weight of the child, as well as the increased risk of illness. If there is overweight, it can increase the risk of complications such as diabetes and hypertension during gestation. During the lactation period, the mother needs an extra supply of nutrients. Parts of these needs can be covered by the stores during gestation. If you're interested in learning more about clinical hypnosis, watch our next video, recommended intakes of energy and nutrients. Remember to study the description of this video, where you can find a link to free training classes about clinical hypnosis, with several free ebooks as well. If you have questions, add them in the comment area. This topic and many others we'll talk about in the channel and in the videos that we'll publish. So, if you're interested, don't miss our next videos. Thank you very much.